All right, so I got a question for you. I asked my mom this. So I used to live in Philadelphia, and in Philadelphia, a lot of people they're Muslim, they're Islam. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
once I lived there and I came back to South Carolina, I asked my mom. I was like, according to Jesus, all those people would perish because they don't know Him. So how would you answer a question like that with all the different religions? Because Christianity or Christians may think they're right, but of course Muslims think they're right too. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, how would you answer that question? Because if they were born into it, that's all they know from when they were being raised. So, and no one in reality, no one knows who's right. Everyone think they're right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially if you grow in it.
Yeah.
But no one really knows. So
Um, I think first most I'd look back at the Bible and say that the Bible is not only a holy book, but historical documentation. Um, the Jesus himself, as a human being, has been proven for a long time to exist as a real human being. After his resurrection, there's over 500 people that wrote about him being back on the earth, right?
hmm
So, to some level, I think it's a little difficult because you deal with some people that are in their faith and they're in it so deep that in order to have a conversation with them, you probably need more historical context and more, you know what I'm saying, backing. I guess define the question a little bit for me. Ask me the question as if you were somebody that was asking the question. Does that make sense?
so let me see if I can reword it. So you're a Christian, right?
Mm.
If this person's over here, if they've been raised Muslim, or in the Islam faith,
Mm.
how are they going to go to hell according to the Bible? Or are we going to go to hell according to their Quran? And I don't even want to speak on the Quran because I haven't read it for myself, so I don't want to.
I'm the same way too, but I couldn't speak on it enough to really like
You
say
know what I'm
much.
saying?
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
I
saying?
definitely want to respect their faith.
Right. I think ultimately, if I was to come to that moment with somebody where they were just like, well, you can, you know what I'm saying? Everybody can't be right. Then I would just say, okay, then I would suggest that you just ask your God, talk to your God, genuinely and earnestly talk to your God and say what is the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because really, even before I came to, in that moment when I was laying on the floor, it's not like I said, Jesus, save me. You know what I'm saying? I just called out to a God that I knew that ran this world. I knew there was a God that had to run this world, and it could only be one. You know what I'm saying? If he's God, he's powerful enough to not need other gods. You know what I'm saying? Um, in that moment, I just called out to God. I said, God, save me. Later, he brought me to Jesus, right? And what probably the next day, really, when I remembered who Jesus was, and then, oh, Jesus saves. Um, I would just say to that person, then call out to your God. You know what I'm saying? Call out to God and just ask for truth. Um, I think it's very easy for Christians to get into attacking somebody's faith. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, that ain't the goal, right? The goal is to tell people about the gospel. It's I can't not stand on the truth of the gospel and Jesus saying that I am the way and the truth and the life, and no one gets to the Father except through me. You know what I'm saying? I can't not stand on that and tell you that it is truth because I'd be lying to you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, from I guess I'm trying to take it outside of my perspective, right? I'm trying to like see my perspective from a third person point of view. But within it, it would be to tell you that you can get to heaven any other way than Jesus Christ would be to send you to hell. Myself, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Would be to lead you to destruction. You know what I mean? So I think there's a level of Christians aren't here to attack somebody's faith and to attack people. We just here to stand on the truth. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes standing on the truth is just standing on the truth. And if you don't accept it, then as Jesus said, you wipe your feet and you keep pushing. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that was a good answer.
Yeah, I don't really know much. Yeah, how much further to take that?
See that was me. Like moving to Philly, it was culture shock because I was probably the only like black Christian. Really.
Yeah.
And everybody around me was Muslim.
Yeah.
Everybody. Like everybody, bro.
Right.
So that's just a question I had that just kind of opened my eyes because I was in a different area of the country and I was living there and it wasn't the South and I wasn't used to it. And that was something that came with that I never explored or understood because I never saw it.
So not only was you kind of like by yourself out there, you were spiritually by yourself.
Yeah. So that's why I wanted to ask.
Nah, for real.